All right, here we are back at Montmorency after the Northcote Park game. We've got home, not in a prettiest of games, Jack, but a very necessary win.
Oh yeah, it was just good to get the 4 points a day, and it's fifth versus sixth, and I think they've won 5 of their last 6, so a win's a win at this stage of the year, Ed.
Absolutely, definitely one of the informed teams at the moment. What now becomes the critical part for you?
I said to the guys during the week, it's not about winning every game. It's about now we've got to win next Saturday, and then the one after that, and just sort of see if we can get a few in a row, because that's what we struggled to do this year. We win 2 and then lose, and it's a lot tougher and it's a lot more even. So just to try and win, string a few together would be good.
Absolutely. In terms of today's game, it seemed to be a game of kick to kick. It seemed to be that we turned it over, they turned it over. As a coach, what do you do to the guys? What do you tell them to do in that situation?
Oh, I tell them to deliver the football. I mean, it's easy to say, it's a bit harder to do. It's I don't know, we got a 17-year-old in for his second game and he can deliver the footy, so it's no excuse really. It's not a matter of hitting the target 100%, but you've got to put it to the advantage of your teammate, and often we actually hit a Northcote Park player 30 metres on his own, so it's just not good enough.
With the key matchups of the day, the ruck I thought was absolutely sensational today.
It was a bit of a surprise really, because I went and watched them last Sunday, and Jeffrey went forward. And I thought, it's going to be a worry. We haven't got a backman big enough to mind him. But as it turned out, our ruckman went forward and kicked 4 and actually did very well on the ruck. Cusack and Hayes today, and they were probably in the best players, so it was very good.
Dizzy Stanley again across the forward line seems to be Northcote Park's nemesis. Yeah,
I thought actually Dizzy was a little bit quiet, but he got a lot of the ball but missed. He didn't kick straight, which is a bit of a sign of the day. But he's had a very good year, Dizzy.
The Northcote Park players, there's a few young players that seem to be running around. They're Hogan and that number 1, I'm not sure what his name was, but those 2 players seem to be cutting us up a bit.
Yeah, there's 2. Is it Hogan or Hogan?
Hogan, yeah.
There's number 12, 21. They're both good. I watched them last week. They did really well, and I like number 40, Lutzer. He's very good. He started well again today, but Matty Neal actually ran with him. And number 2, Mungara Brown, very good. Yeah, they had some good players, but they were a bit similar to us. They won the ball and gave it back as well. It was between both half-back lines, give the ball up.
Yeah. It was one of those days where players like Skicko are going to look at the stats and go, you beauty, I got 20 kicks, but that's because I kept kicking it to him.
Yeah, no, it was a bit disappointing. And at least if you're winning the ball, you got a chance. Today, picking the best, at least there was probably 10 blokes eligible. Last week, I couldn't find any. So, yeah.
How do you rev the guys up when there's no crowd?
I'm not worried about the crowd. I'm worried about winning the game. I don't care if there's no one here as long as we win.
Good answer.
I'd rather play in front of no crowd and win than play in front of heaps and lose. We had a huge crowd here against Heidelberg.
Yeah, and got spanked.
Yeah.
Well, really, next 4 games become critical. Is there anything now with the guys that you want to target? Is there a skill deficiency we've got to work on over the next few weeks?
I think we have got a skill deficiency, and we've had it all year. We're not a real skillful side, and I don't know whether you can actually change much of that at training. I think blokes have to do a lot of work on their own. If you get to play senior footy and you can't kick, I don't think the coaching is going to make all that much difference. Like I said, we got a 17-year-old in today, came in and showed him how to kick the footy. So I don't know about that. I mean, we'll try. No, you never stop trying, but a lot of it's also decision making and just being a bit smarter with your thinking.
Yeah. A few times we've crossed the ball across the centre line and actually opened the door for Northcote Park when we should have done a long penetrating kick. I'm surprised you got any hair left, Jack.
Yeah, well, I am a bit of an old timer, and to see the ball go into the centre corridor and turn it over, it just drives me insane. But you can't. You have a bit each way. You want your blokes to move the ball and run it through the corridor. So if they miss kick it, it's very dangerous.
Absolutely, Northcote Park did punish us today. Well, Jack, as I said, not a pretty win, but a good win nevertheless, because they would have actually probably gone into the 4 if they'd beaten us. So we now put a 2-game buffer on them. Well done today, and thanks for speaking to us.
Thanks, Ed.
We welcome Matt Cusack to the microphone. Mate, unbelievable good game today. I thought in the ruck today you were sensational.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, got thrown in the ruck halfway through the second quarter. Came back on after an injury, and it just went my way.
It went more than your way. I mean, you created your own opportunities. You seem to be marking the ball most of the time.
Yeah, the hands it's sticking in the hands quite a bit this year. Been working on that after training and making sure that, as one of the tall blokes in the side, that we've got a target to kick to.
Absolutely. What was the matchup on you at the start of the game?
I had number 30. I started at centre forward. Not a bad player, a bit taller than I was. Had a bit of speed. Came over the top a couple of times for some good spoils. And like I said, hurt my knee late in that first quarter and then went off the ground.
Today's effort, obviously, win by, was it 3 goals against a team fighting for us in the finals. Yeah. Personally satisfying for you?
Oh, absolutely. It was a real tough game. There were a lot of blokes cramping on both sides towards the end of the game. So to have that unassailable lead for us, albeit just a small margin, was really, really important for us. And there'll be plenty of sore blokes and tired blokes, I would think, tonight.
And was it a coach's instruction for the game to be kick to kick?
No.
It seemed to be we turned it over and they gave it back to us all the time.
It was a bit like that for parts of the game. That's just football, I suppose. Yeah, some days.
Did Jack let you guys know at the breaks that you were not quite fulfilling the tasks he wanted?
Yes and no. He was pretty good. Kept a level head. Didn't yell and scream or anything like that. Just made sure we stuck to our guns and tried to improve. I mean, we don't go out there to kick at the opposition on purpose, but sometimes it happens. So.
You play against a big crowd like Heidelberg, North Heidelberg, Bundoora, massive crowds in today where you could count the spectators on one hand. Almost. Does it make a big difference out there?
Yeah, it definitely does. We got a bit of a run on in that last quarter, and you sort of expected the roar from the crowd, and it was a little bit of a murmur. But we just had to generate our own spirit out on the ground, and we did. So.
Stage here, it looked like Northcote Park could break us, but especially across the back line, you guys just held firm. I know you drifted back quite a few times. Yeah. Coaching instruction, or just take that upon yourself?
Well, semi-coaching instruction. We made sure that we wanted to drop back in the hole if Jeffries went forward, because their game plan for a bloke, he's 6'6", 6'7", is to just kick the ball long and high. So. We sort of knew that, and they were a bit predictable with that, so we just wanted to make sure we were, at the feet, and blokes were, making sure that it wasn't an uncontested mark.
Excellent. Well, Matty, thanks for speaking to us today. Fantastic win, and absolutely, look, if you weren't best on ground, you were second best on ground today. Well done.
Hope Jack agrees. Thanks, mate.
Okay, we now have Matt Reinke, 17 years old, mate, in the seniors, second game. How does it feel, your first victory?
Oh, it's good. It's good. Been waiting for it, but couldn't get in the 19s, but got in the seniors.
How have you adjusted coming from the junior club last year and now to the senior club? Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, it's good. All the boys are, giving me confidence in that, and it's a lot faster, but yeah, it's good.
How did it feel being out there with the big yellow boots on now, kicking the ball a country mile?
Yeah, well. Yeah, I'm just trying to get it down forward and try not to stuff up too much. When I go short, I stuff it up a bit, so just trying to get it in there.
The boys, now that you've been elevated to that senior squad, how are they all reacting to you?
Yeah, they're all good. They're all getting around me and making sure that got confidence in that and looking for me out there, so it's good. Yeah, all been good.
Obviously, the culture of a senior club comes the ability to have a beer and a Jim Beam and things like that. Being underage, is it very hard to resist temptation?
It is hard to resist, yeah, but I got to stick with the Coke, so...
Yeah, that's very good to see. I'd hate to think that you were drinking Jim Beam at any stage while you're still underage.
Yeah, that's right.
In regards to your own form, how are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, a bit sore. I've been carrying a groin a little bit, but it's gone away now, so feeling fit, and it's faster, so it needed a lot more endurance, I think, but yeah, it's good. Yep.
And that's a good point. It's amazing how much faster it is in the ones, isn't it?
Yeah. It's you can play 2 games a week, but then one game it knackers you even more when you're up at that level. So yeah.
And to your fellow teammates, do they give you a bit of a razzing now that you're in the ones?
Yeah, they give me. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do. Good answer. Now that you've got a taste of senior footy, do you want to go back to 19s? That's the big question.
Oh, no, not now, but we'll see what happens.
You don't want to go back. Did you hear that, boys? He doesn't want to come back. Well, Matty, congratulations on obviously your second game of senior footy, but this one was a win, unlike last week's putrid effort at West Preston. It's fantastic to be home and with a win. Congratulations.
Thanks, mate.